Hey guys, happy Monday. Welcome to Monday. Welcome to September. Actually, if you notice, we're in the burr time of year now because everything's burr. It's September, October, November, December. It's lots of burrs. But it's one of my favorite times of the year because we got a lot of stuff coming up we got Spooky Month is coming, and then Thanksgiving Month is, well, you could call it Thanksgiving Month, but you could also call it Eat Until You Are the Size of a Bus Month. That's what I do. And then there's Christmas time, and then there's New Year. So we got a lot of fun stuff coming up, and I'm happy about that. I wanted to say happy Monday to you guys, but I also wanted to apologize, which I've already done a little bit. I kind of pre-apologized because I knew some crazy stuff was going to happen, but oh, did it get a lot crazier than I thought it was going to be. The last couple of months I've had have been more stressful than a cat in a rocking chair factory, and the reason why is because like the second week of July, I had to start writing my comedy show for Free For All. And then the last week in July, I had to rehearse it. The last weekend I went to Free For All, which was awesome. And then I came back, and then 2 days later, I got COVID. And here I am thinking, well, you know what? I'm going to be super bird. I can get through this in a few days. Few days of a chew and coughing and I'll be done with it. No, that ain't the way COVID works. I found that out. So here I am after, it took me 2 weeks to fully get over it. I was mostly over it after a week and a half, but I still was coughing and nasty after about 2 weeks. Finally, I'm over it just in time for a friend of mine to come over and visit for 2 weeks, which we planned like all year. Now that's going on. And now finally I'm getting back to my normal schedule. Some of you guys may have noticed, well, there hasn't been any Monday videos and there hasn't been anything on Thursday. And most of my gaming videos, they've been cool. I've been good with that. I missed a couple of them, but I think I got it. But also there's been no VR meets. I've been kind of here, but also kind of not. And it's just because of all the craziness that's been going on for like the last, month and a half. So I wanted to sincerely apologize for that. I mean, most of it was out of my control. I didn't mean to get COVID, but I did. I think I got it from an airport. You know, don't lick the railings along the stairs. Just don't do that in an airport. It's not good. But I also wanted to say hi to all the friends that I made at FFA, and a lot of them, I don't remember your names. We were just running around making friends with people, and then we went home, and it's like, what was that dude's name? I don't know. I have no idea what some of their names were because I didn't write them down, and my memory isn't worth crap. So hello, purple top hat guy. You know what I'm talking about. There was only one guy there with a purple top hat. That was you. Hello there, staff. Hello there, people. A lot of people came up to me, and they were just like, shaking my hands and wanted a picture with me. A lot of fursuits there too, and I loved all of them. My mom actually went to this convention, and I don't know if you've ever seen one of these damn things. She bought one of those old cardboard cameras that you just buy, and then you take a bunch of pictures, and then you just send the camera off and they develop the pictures. I don't know why she has a smartphone. And why don't you? I don't know how. And I was like, man, I hadn't seen one of those in about 20 years. There were younger people in there that were looking at the things, and they're like, what even is? I've never even seen that. But she was only going to take a few pictures of me and her and a few things around. She wound up standing next to every fursuit that was there and getting her picture taken with all the fursuiters. And I thought that was adorable. It's the first time my mother has ever been to a furry convention. So it was interesting. She thought all the fursuiters were cute, and she wanted pictures of all of them. Hello, person that, there was more than one person. Hello, room that I invaded in the middle of the night on Saturday. Yes, I was looking around, and suddenly I was like, I'm gonna find a party. I'm gonna find a party somewhere, and I'm gonna have some fun. It's like maybe midnight or something like that, so I just listened down the hallway, and I heard the sound of cartoons and laughter. And so I'm like, okay. And I just went up and knocked on the door, and people opened it. I'm like, furries? Furries. Awesome. I wasn't the only one to try this, by the way, because within about 30 minutes, another 6 people had come in, and they did it the same way. They're like, okay, where's the sounds of laughter? And knocked on the door. We were all hanging out. It was fun. Hello to all of you dudes. I don't remember your names, but hi, how's it going? I hope to meet you again next year. A lot of guys there I met, and I don't know their names. And if you guys want to message me on Twitter or down below, anywhere, go ahead and do it. I would love to hear from you guys. I'd love to meet you and find out where I can talk to you more, because it was just awesome meeting you guys. What I really wanted to do today is actually talk about free-for-all, because there's a lot of reviews of free-for-all out there, and honestly, a lot of it is plain bullcrap. So since I was there and since I hung out all weekend, I'm going to tell you what it was really like at FFA, since, you know, there's a lot of people out there reviewing the thing that didn't even actually go, which is kind of odd. So I got to Tulsa. We flew from Colorado to Tulsa, and it's been years since I've been to Tulsa, like, well, maybe decades. I'm not that old, but I did remember that they have a wonderful museum there, and they've got like a botanical garden. They have a zoo, and they had a lot of fun stuff there. And so I go and I check into the hotel. It was a nice hotel. It was a Holiday Inn and Suites, which is where most of the furries were checked into. And the thing is that it was right next to the convention center. It was like literally, a lot of people I know, they complain about how long it takes to walk from wherever they're staying to the convention center. It's, oh man, it's a quarter-mile walk. It takes me 20 minutes to walk. This thing, it was like 30 seconds. It's like literally you could walk out of the Holiday Inn, and in 30 seconds, you were at the convention center. It was actually pretty cool. It was literally in the same parking lot. If you came in a bus, you'd have to park at the convention center and the hotel at the same damn time. And the convention center itself was nice. It was really nicely kept. It was nice. It was clean. It wasn't all messed up or anything like that. It was kind of small, but it was just the perfect size for the convention that we had. I kind of liked it small, actually, because it wasn't one of those large convention centers, like feels like you're walking through an airport just to get somewhere. I don't know if you've ever been to a larger convention before and like there's something happening in 10 minutes that you want to get to, and now you've got to walk, through 5 zip codes to get to the place that, where the show is. This wasn't like that. It was nice because, you could just wander around. Something was happening in 5 minutes, you wanted to get to it, you could just pull a beaky buzzard on it. Just wander over there. It was fine. So we had everything we needed. We had a main stage. We had a panel room. We had a dealer's den. We had something I've never seen before that I don't know if FFA invented this or not, but it was a Nerf room. It was basically a room where you could go in and there were Nerf guns and pool noodles, and you could just go in there and beat the crap out of fursuiters, which was adorable, by the way. They had an arcade, which was really nice. The arcade, like, you gaming geeks would have loved this place because they had like old systems. They had like an original NES in there, like ready to go. You just turn it on and play the thing. And outside of that, they had, I think they had a staff room and another room. And that's really all we needed. It wasn't too big. It was just perfect size for the convention that we had. One thing I liked about the convention center is that a floor above it, there were like official like city offices, like the Chamber of Commerce was up there. There was there was a lot of official like city government stuff up there, and because of that, there were cops. Now, I'm not saying that there was loads of them, but there were cops wandering around in the convention center, hanging out with the furries. Nicest people you ever met. They were just chilling. They were looking at the fur. Some of them were getting their pictures taken with some of the fursuiters. I loved the old furry days because we used to get crashed by like military and cops. They would come into our dances and they would hang out with us, and they would just like dance around and have fun with us and just chill. And that's what they were doing, the weekend of FFA. They were just hanging out with us. It was neat. So that was nice. There was always, there was a lot of water, the little water things that you find that you can get water out of. There's tons of that, which you need at a furry con. I don't know if you've ever been to one, but you wind up needing hydrated really, really fast. There was everything you needed was, and it was Snake Con for some reason. I don't know why. I like to think that partially it was because of me, because I said something about, hey, I'm going to do a snake panel while we're at FFA. But I don't know if I contributed to this, but everybody brought snakes. I mean, every time you turned around, somebody's got a snake. Hey, my snake. I brought a snake. I brought this snake. Some of them, there was one big one. There was this one like 150-pound snake somebody brought, and it was just like hanging out like, what's up, baby? And I'm like, oh, cool. But yeah, everybody brought snakes all over the place. And I like to, I hope that the snake panel that I did helped some people get over their fear of snakes. Because I mean, all weekend, there were tons of snakes walking around and nobody got bit, nobody got hurt. Snakes don't really do that. So I'm hoping the people that were at that con you know, we're looking around and wow, there's snakes everywhere, and they're kind of cool. At least I hope. Oh, and one thing that somebody asked me about was the food, because that's important. You kind of have to eat sometimes to continue to live. And I've been to conventions before, and you walk outside the hotel. One of them particularly, I walked outside, and it was in the middle of like an industrial park that went on for miles. There was nothing. I mean, you could order pizza, and that was all. No good there. But with this convention center, within like a mile, maybe less than a mile, there was a Chinese place that you could eat. There were, there was a pizza place. I think it was Domino's. Was it Domino's or Papa John's? It was one of those. And there's another pizza place. There was a Wendy's. There was a Whataburger. There was, I'm missing out on some of them now. There was a lot more than that. And there was a Walmart. So like in addition to all these places you could go and eat, if you wanted to, you could just stop by Walmart, get a bag of groceries, sandwiches, and all kinds of stuff, and just bring it back to your hotel. So that was pretty cool. There was, important question, there was food all over the damn place. But like they wanted to do, this is what they planned on doing. At least they were really trying really hard. That's one of the reasons they were talking to me, is because they were asking me what we did in the old days when furrycons first started. And so I was like, well, let me tell you a little story that lasted for weeks on end. But to me, they seemed to do it. They really seemed to pull it off. It was just like an original furrycon, like back from like maybe the late 90s, early 2000s. It was just some dudes got together, fursuiters. They brought like, you know, animation cells and you know, magazines and the fursuits, and there were artists that would draw. And one guy, it was really helpful to me. He brought like this old collection of like furry style videotapes and DVDs. He had a copy of Animal Olympics. I didn't even know you could find that anymore. And people just chilled. I mean, that's what we did. We got together. There was a show every now and then. We hung out. We went out. We ate with each other. We came back. We chilled. We got to know new people. And we got to tell each other about each other's lives and what we did and what we like about furry and just hang out, which, you know, the first 10 years, at least, maybe 15, that I was in the furry fandom, that's what it was like. It was just like furries get together and we hang out, we make new friends, get to know each other, and we chill. So as far as this idea of having an old style con goes, I mean, the people towards the end of the weekend at Free For All, they were already starting to chant furry reboot, because that's kind of what it felt like. It felt like all the drowning commercialism and the huge and the blah and the TV cameras and it feels like all of that was just removed, and it was just like furries just hanging out. And maybe that's not for everybody, but we liked it. I liked it. We all had fun. So there's that. Also, some of you have been asking me about this right here. This is a very big pillow, and that's me on it. This is a DAKI, and I was selling, I was pretty much showing people where they could get these at the convention, because a lot of people were interested. I brought this, and they're like, hey, where can I get that? And I gave them cards to where you can go online to get this thing. Of course, as soon as this thing came out, then suddenly there are people going, don't sell that, it's racist, it's Nazi, it's all these, you know, I'm still looking for the part of this thing where it's Nazi, because I don't see it. I just see a bird that wants to cuddle someone. That's all I see. But if you want to grab one of these, you still can. They're still ready. You can still order them. And the URLs are really long, so I'm gonna put them down here in the comments or in the description down below, so you can go and maybe grab this if you want it. Material on this, I mean, I don't know if the camera's doing this right, but the color on this thing is amazing. And the people who went through, like, helped me develop this, they were like right there all the time with the artists and with different, you know, here's one to pick what you want and what colors and what material, and they knew a lot about it. So you can grab this, or you can go there and you can actually get your own character if you want it on one of these. So pretty important site. And by the way, the thing is freaking comfortable. Let me tell you, I sleep with myself every night. So yeah, it was an awesome weekend. We did a few things. I mean, there was one night particular, Saturday, that I partied probably a little bit harder than I should, but it's a FurCon, why wouldn't you, you know? But the thing that actually surprised most of the people that went to FFA was when we all got back home and we looked online and we found all these terrible reviews of it. I mean, that confused us because we're remembering the weekend and it's like, wait, nothing weird happened. Nothing strange happened. Nobody went to the, get this, FurCon, nobody went to the hospital. There were no ambulance calls. Nobody rang the fire alarm. There were no police, at least not that had to be called in. It was smooth. Nothing happened. It was neat. And now we get on Twitter and on YouTube, and there's all these videos and posts about how terrible the con was, how horrible it was. It was terrible. It was horrible. And the first thing I noticed, of course, is that everybody who was giving it a bad review wasn't there. They weren't even there. They didn't even go, and they're giving it a bad. How can you do that? And they were making fun of me. They're like, oh, 2 says if you weren't there, then you can't take our review seriously. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, is that if you weren't there, your review means nothing, really. I mean, what if I did that? Okay, I'm gonna review this pizza, all right? I'm gonna tell you what I think of this pizza. Now, I've never been in the place that actually serves the pizza, so I don't know their service. I don't know what any of it's made with. I don't know what it smells like. In fact, I've never even eaten one of these pizzas, but I did see a picture of it, and therefore I'm gonna give you my review. Would you listen to me? Of course you wouldn't. At least if you had half a brain, you wouldn't. So here it is, and there's all these reviews and videos of how horrible and how much of a failure FFA was. And the funny thing is that most of those videos were made before the con even happened. How do you do that? How do you not show up at a con and then make a video before it happens about how bad it is? I hate to say this, guys, but I think your crystal balls may be broken. But the complaints sometimes confuse me. I didn't get it. Well, this was supposed to be a political statement and it just turned out to be a hangout. Yeah. What did you think a FurryCon was? I mean, automatically that says to me that Mr. 16-year-old here has never actually been to a real furry convention. They think they all have to be political statements, and they think they have to be huge. In the first place, FFA wasn't a political statement. In fact, it was the opposite of that. What they were trying to do with FFA was to make a furry convention that wasn't run by politics. No politics. Everybody was welcome. Anyone could come. And the only rule was don't break the rules. Just don't break the rules and you're fine. Somehow that confuses a lot of the newer furries. I don't know why. Yes, I do. And so, yeah, for all you younger furries who just wander into Anthrocon or MFF for FWA and you've never been to a first-year convention, yes, they had to start somewhere. We didn't expect a big convention. First-year furry conventions are never that big. They've never been that big. There was a little bit over 200 people at Free For All. And that's about normal because first-year furry conventions usually somewhere between 200 and 300 people. That's usual. And they were always just to hang out. So I don't know why that was a complaint, but it was. And then this one was kind of fun because people were taking pictures where there was nobody standing in it of the convention so they could throw it online and say there's nobody at the convention. I don't know who that made sense to. I mean, it's pretty easy. You just find a picture of a corner somewhere that don't have nobody in it, throw it up there and say nobody showed up. Hey, I wonder if I can do that. Oh, look, here's a picture of Anthrocon and only one person showed up. Look at all that empty hallway. I guess Anthrocon's a failure. Oh my gosh, it's Midwest Fur Fest and only one puppy showed up. How do they keep going with just one member? Oh my God, it's Furry Week in Atlanta and I don't see one furry at all. It's so sad that they failed so hard. So I think you get my point. Anybody who throws up a picture with nobody in it, who cares? Of course there's gonna be pictures with nobody in it. Oh, nobody was there. No, that's a load of crap, and like I said before, anybody with half a brain knows that. What I loved the most was our ball pit. We had a ball pit at FFA, and everybody put up like pictures of it. But the funny thing is they put this ball pit, and there's plenty of pictures of it. I'll throw one up if I have one. And they specifically put that at a dead end in the convention center. There was nothing over there. There was nowhere to go. It was at a complete dead end. Just so people would take pictures of it and it would look like no one was there. It was a joke and they fell for it. They're all like looking at these pictures of this ball pit with nobody around. Oh my God, nobody was there. Oh, it's so sad. Oh, there's such a tragic convention. Nobody ever came. Kind of feels good that our joke actually worked on the stupid people. But honestly, it really got sad. I know that there's, a certain side of the furry fandom politics, well, Western civilization right now, that really don't want people who aren't woke to have any fun at all. And I swear to God, by Saturday afternoon, these people were pounding on Twitter going, stop having fun! Stop having fun! They hated it. They hated the fact that there was a convention out there that's not run by woke politics, and we were gathered together having a ball. They hated it. They hated it to the point they were making crap up. They were starting to talk about animal abuse. There's animal abuse at the con. And I'm looking at like what they called animal abuse. It was like there was a picture of one of the snakes I was talking about. They put it in a ball pit and they're like, animal abuse. And I'm like, how? It's an inflatable rubber ball pit filled with plastic ball. It's safe for a toddler. Somehow a snake being in there is animal abuse? I don't get it. Another thing they complained about was that there were people there they didn't like. Like, well, here's a picture of a guy I don't like, and therefore the con failed. Really? How do you people get through a Walmart? I mean, honestly, when you go into a Walmart, there are drunk-ass rednecks in there. There could be some racists in there. There could be horrible people in, but you're gonna sit and dance around the blue light special all day. You don't care when it's a Walmart. But somehow this guy I don't like went to this con, therefore it's a failure. You know what? There were people at the convention that I didn't like either, and I avoided them. I just ignored them. That's what I did, because that's what normal people do. When you run into somebody you don't like, you ignore them. So yeah, all these pictures and reviews and videos and tweets that, people went, they were all just coming from people who didn't want, first of all, a non-woke convention to happen, and second of all, they didn't want a non-woke convention to have a bunch of people who were having a lot of fun without them. They hated that crap, but the convention was exactly what it was supposed to be. I was there. That's all it was. We had a wonderful time. Looked around, we made new friends, we hung out. It was a cool, smooth, first-year convention. Wasn't supposed to be big, wasn't expected to be. Expected to be 200 or 300 people, which that's exactly what it was. And those 200 or 300 people hung out. We had meals together, we drank together, we met each other, we talked for a long time. I know, talking. My God, isn't that what old people do? Yes, we talked. We made real friends. We actually did that thing that you don't do when you're sitting behind a screen. And we had loads of chill fun. We traded artwork. We looked at we talked about animated movies we liked. I know, that weird thing that furries used to talk about back when they were furries. And that's what really happened at Free For All. I kind of feel bad because compared to the complaints of all those people that were the psychotic people that were making, the convention was kind of boring. And from my personal experience, from the years that I've been at furry conventions, early ones, later ones, all through the years, it really was like an early furry convention. It was like what they were when they first started out. It was, everybody helped. They had a lot of volunteers. People would, do you need help? I'll help you carry things if needed be. And it was just chill. And it was a lot like I said, like maybe a late 90s convention. I thought it was cool. And again, maybe not everybody will think that's cool. But if you do, they're going to have another convention next year. And there's room for more people to show up. We'd love to see more people come to this and actually experience what, an early furry convention was like. They're fun. They're chill. Chill con, if that's a thing. But anyway, that's all I wanted to talk to you about today. I wanted to catch you up on my schedule, what's been going on with me for the last couple of months, and I wanted to talk about Free For All. First of all, because I really liked the con. It was a lot of fun. And second of all, because honestly, I'm tired of hearing all this bullshit going around about it because it's just not true. So guys, I'm going to get myself back into my schedule, I think, pretty soon. The Monday videos are coming back. I'm going to start doing things on Thursday now and then again, like the unboxings and stuff. And my video game videos are going to keep going. And I'm going to start doing VR Hangouts again. So look out for that. Once I get all that going again, then I have some new stuff to start doing. And I think you guys might like that too. But stay tuned for that. Guys, if you support me at all, and you have, I'm not asking for a lot, although $100 a month would be nice. If you have $2 or $3 laying around and you don't know what to do with it, patreon.com/rantinggryphon and send it to me. It would really help. I mean, I pretty much live on sandwiches. That's what I do now. That's my life. It's what's today's sandwich. But I don't mind doing that. I don't mind that at all. All I want to do is keep going so I can keep making videos for you, keep you guys company, and give you a smile now and then. And I hope I can do that. So if you can help me out a little bit, I'd really like it. Either way, guys, I'm taking off for now. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Actually, we're going to play another Stray video. So I'll see you then.